Alright, so I promise that I'm not selling anything. This is a free film festival that's coming up, actually this weekend that's coming up, the Fresh Film Festival, sponsored by the Williamsburg Farmers Market. And I'm the organizer of it, and I'm the person who screened all of the films to be included in it. So I want to talk to you a little bit about some independent movies. They're pretty much all food or farm documentaries. A couple of years ago, a movie called Food Inc. came out. It was Oscar nominated. It started a whole bunch of things rolling, and many people made movies about some of the same topics, about industrial farming and about buying local. But the Williamsburg Farmers Market, I hope you're all familiar with it. It's in Merchant Square on Saturday mornings, pretty much from spring to fall. It's a community event, and it has all kinds of different items at the market. Some people call our market a little more gourmet than others. Here's some beauty shots of all the veggies, and September is a great season to go and see what you can find. We're out of sweet corn, getting low on tomatoes. The market started in 2002, and actually, according to the last word, they didn't think it was going to succeed. Who needs a farmer's market? What a stupid idea, people said in the last word, and here we are 10 years later. So one of the things that's very interesting about the market is it's producer only. So the people who man the stands, or woman the stands, are the people who grow the food. So they pick the vegetables, and they've raised the chickens, and they've raised the cattle. And not every market is like that. A lot of markets recently have popped up just to have something going on in a retail area that might be lagging a little bit. But the one in Merchant Square is still, it's actual farmers. And I wanted to point out that this is an access point for finding local food. And if you add the farmer's market to your weekly grocery list, you can eat a little bit healthier. There's all kinds of vegetables and fruit. Some of them you may not have ever tried, like kohlrabi, which is a very strange looking fruit. And you can try some heirloom varieties, like those tomatoes up in the corner, salsa kit, peaches, microgreens. It's always good to talk to the farmer and see what kind of recipes they can give you. Particularly the mushroom stand is where I feel a little bit daunted until they tell me what to do with it. So we're proud to be Virginia grown, and while my garden is not flourishing, the farmers market people are experts, and they really are the quintessential small local businesses. And the films are quintessentially made by independent people, so they have a lot of parallels. The stands at the farmers market and the films. There's also chefs and music at the farmers market, which is not common for markets. This is a great a cappella group here from William & Mary. So this is one of the first films. It's called Ingredients, and it's fairly new, and it's got a great mix of different topics in it, but really about the local food movement and getting fresh grown produce into restaurants. Fresh. This movie was just shown at the Swim Film Festival a couple of months ago over the summer, and this is where you'll see some of the people who are often interviewed. Michael Pollan, Joel Salatin, and Alice Waters show up in several of these movies because they're kind of our experts on what to eat and how to change our diets. I was talking to someone about dirt earlier. Dirt is the skin of the earth, and it's a very interesting topic for this movie because we think a lot about what grows, but we don't think a lot about where it comes from and how we take care of our soil. Now, Food Fight is with Alice Waters again and Michael Pollan again, but they talk specifically about how hard it is to change institutional food systems. And when Alice Waters wanted fresh local food, she really had to reinvent the way that she purchased it, where it came from, the entire system. This is a PBS documentary that came out a couple of years ago, touring farmers markets in the United States. They're all different. The Santa Fe market is very casual. Whoever gets there first gets to be on stage for the morning. The Cleveland one, that's where I'm from, has the West Side Market, which has its own gigantic brick building, and people have their different booths. This is a great movie. 2 11-year-old girls made it, and they lived in New York City, and they said, where does our food come from if there aren't any farms in New York City? So they go out and they get their hands dirty. It's a really interesting take on it from their perspective. And The Greenhorns. This might be my favorite one. It's talking about young farmers, and this is really important because farmers are becoming so rare that they weren't even on the census as an occupation in 2010. They're down to 1% of the population, and the average age is 58. So one of the things I'm hoping to do with the film festival is to ask people to create a little bit of social change by supporting their local farmers and really having those conversations about food, farms, where food comes from, and why does that matter. So it's this Friday, starts at 7 o'clock. It runs all day Saturday from 10 to 10, and it's free. All you have to do is get tickets through CW at the Kimball or at the Farmers Market tent. So I hope you'll join us, and the movies will be very interesting, whether you see one of them or all of them. Hopefully you'll think they're fresh and delicious as well. Can't promise there'll be any food, but there will be some at the market on Saturday, of course. I think the cupcake might be my favorite one. Well, thanks so much for listening. Hope you thought that was interesting. Good night.